We are now unmuted.
Welcome, everyone, to this week's episode of Heralds of the Titans. This is episode 38.
Alright, dealing with kitten.
No problem. As of last week, our brave, intrepid adventurers discussed a bit more within the tavern as to what their next steps were that they wanted to do. They kind of came to a consensus to continue to look around, and when they ended up leaving the tavern, they went to the estate to attempt to gain audience with the Baron, where they were stopped by some guards. Basically said that Baron's got a long wait list, and if you want to get in, you got to get on the list. I kind of got the sense that this list is kind of one of those, yeah, we'll get to it when we get to it, if we ever get to it, which means that we're never going to get to it, sort of deals. Meanwhile, Locknada tried to sneak in and realized that the place is guarded heavily by magic and arcane ruins and the likes. So realized that just kind of trying to sneak in or walk in was also not really going to work that effectively. They kind of regrouped and decided on a different direction and went to look for the hourglass symbol as they were directed to do. And that is exactly what they did. As they were passing by on something else, they noticed that that it was in the shed, in the tool shed, and out front of it was a gravekeeper. They talked, and he told the party to follow him. And that is kind of where we're beginning this week. They have walked down through a trapdoor, down a spiral staircase, and are now in this atrium of a hidden tunnel beneath the city. Let me take a moment to welcome everybody in. Hello, Katie. How are you today? I see with the new top fan things that you are number one. Congratulations. But thank you all to anybody who is viewing this, whether it be on the live stream or on the VOD afterwards. Your support is fantastic. Love you all. That said, we are going to get started here now. So I turn the floor over to the players at this point.
So, what's the position we're at here now? We just got down.
Yes, you guys have just walked down the staircase and are walking into this room, and the gravekeeper has basically just walked over to this door without saying a word.
Got it. So, what did you need us here for?
It was you who were looking for the symbol, were you not?
You are right.
Looking over at Locknada, and you're the one who carries the hourglass.
I do.
Then, that is why you are here. Unless, of course, you wish everything to remain how it is now. Then perhaps this temple would be useless to you.
We're looking to change things up.
Then follow me. Forgive the state that it is in. This temple had been buried under rubble. Centuries of misuse and neglect. But I dug it out. Restored what I could. My service to the Order of Calphenix. Watch your step. You hear as he's going over it, by the way, this wooden portion just kind of is like groaning and creaking under him.
Sigurd.
It won't break.
You first.
It's always be first.
He stops. Well, it hasn't broken yet, anyway. That I know of.
Bird dam. Thank you.
Yep. You want to catch your character up? This is the Hall of Calphenix. It was one of the major temples. 2 others existed. I'm sure you can fill in the blanks as to who they belonged to. This one belonging to Cornelius. Where the church above stands as a testament to Argrius, the city that once stood in the place of Belltown now. Its church was to Cornelius. One other temple exists to Cornelius, somewhere within the desert, but we do not know where it is. Its twin lies here, next to the monolith. And there is a monolith near where the other twin exists as well. Beyond these doors, some of you will learn things that are beyond what many other mortals learn. Eldritch in nature may change your entire perspective on the world and everything that lies within it and how things operate. I warn you of this, because at this point, past these doors, from the path that you all are on, there is no turning back. You cannot rebox the knowledge that you will learn. Where are you, Marcus?
I'll just make food real quick. I'm in the kitchen.
Oh, I'll move your character up.
Yeah, sorry. I was gonna make my snacks while you talked.
Ba, 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 ba. Are you all prepared for this?
Let's begin this.
Looking to the other party members.
All right. For some reason, Firefist, I cannot hear you at all, and I have you all the way up.
Ah.
I thought it was just
I can
me.
hear everybody just fine.
I
I
literally
can hear
shifted
him.
everybody down and then shifted Firefist up, and then shifted my whole computer sound up.
Is there hazard pay for going through this?
No.
Oh, yeah.
Look at lock for that. Sorry, man. Just picking for the team.
Hey, turn to Sigurd. You ready for this?
As ready
is
as
a
one
path.
can be.
This is a necessary path to becoming a herald of the a herald of the Titans. If that is not the path you seek, Marcus, you know the way in. That is also the way out.
Then, let's go.
Alright. Alright, there we go.
Hope you all didn't skip leg day. The Gravekeeper, by the way, did not skip leg day. He just kind of takes them
trust
two
me.
stairs at He takes them basically 2 steps at a time.
That's what happens when you're built like a giant.
Well, he is a giant, as it turns out. He's a Goliath.
Yeah, I know that. His skin just doesn't reflect it. His skin tone.
I'll just
They
casually,
come in multiple skin tones.
I'll just
Oh, okay.
casually fly up the stairs. Give me a second. I'm almost done.
I figured I'd warn you all about going further at the bottom of the stairs rather than the top of the stairs. Felt that would be a bit cruel, in case you did want to run away. This is the real point of no return. Point of no return.
I have to turn my camera this way.
They have arrived.
Can we stop for second breakfast?
No.
Okay. How about 11?
Should have eaten before you got here. Don't make me turn this car around.
Park. I can still sell your boards. I don't know why.
I don't know. I'll fix that later. I'm not too concerned about it. You can just see how disorganized my boards are. It's fine.
Well, I mean, I can't open them without you, but
Right, but you can see them, and which you shouldn't. But I don't really care that much. Well, I mean, I do, but
anyway. Why is this not working right?
What's not working?
I'm trying to hold tab to look at stuff, and it's trying to tab into my other. I'm gonna restart this thing because it's having issues.
Okay.
It's trying to tab out of the thing.
Make sure you're also loading with mods.
Yeah.
I don't know why I don't see the setting to hide boards from...
Well, it doesn't matter because now that I'm reloading, it shouldn't be there for me anymore.
Can anyone else see the boards, or is it just him?
What boards?
Hit space and then on the tab on the side.
No, I can't.
I do not see the boards.
Okay, so it's just a no
I
dieting
don't
glitch.
think so.
Got it.
Push the system.
Yeah, well, broke the whole game for me. Cool. It's working like it's supposed to. I'm good.
About time you all arrived. A woman dressed in white speaks up. With piercing eyes. Of course, you all recognize her. Though she is shapeshifted at the moment.
Well, you know, with everybody I'm traveling with, it'll take a bit.
This is something we should have done probably a while ago. But time was a bit less in our favor than it is now. It is here that I should have shown you a few ways of controlling the artifact that you possess, Laknadar, and giving you a resource to hone your powers and learn more, as well as providing more resources to the rest of the team as well, that you may travel easier and affect the world better. But that is past us, and it is unfortunate some of the consequences that have come from not understanding how to use the device, but I will take ownership for that failure.
There's a bunch of shit going on, but I kind of got a little bit. I started learning a little bit.
And you will learn more.
Of course.
And we will learn what you have learned. She gestures to the altar above. Place the hourglass within the circle. This temple is a conduit for it. It will allow us all to see.
I place the hourglass in the middle.
Okay. And as you do...
I don't see the hourglass.
It doesn't have a separate model. And as you do, she begins to turn the dials on the top of it. And it activates the same way that it did during the scene last week. You seeing the sand forming that infinity symbol. With only 2 stones, it will not be at its full power, and the full council will not be before us. And also, we are down 1. We lost a very important member of the Order.
Do we know who that is?
Are you asking?
Like, was that Eric?
Out
or-
of character, yes. Would we have any idea?
Probably.
I mean, there is one person that just seems, well, there's two people that seem to be missing. So it could be one of two.
Who else appears to be missing?
Gear. We haven't seen him in a while.
Oh, yeah, but
It could be either or, because we haven't seen either of them in a minute.
no. That's not who she's talking about. She's talking about a Cree.
That makes sense. Okay, I was thinking of
Yeah,
something.
you did say foreign characters, my bad.
That
Yeah.
is not what I said.
It was implied.
Wow.
It was
Nonetheless, we will persist. I'm aware of the fate that befell him. He knew what he was doing. Even if I don't agree with his methods. The sands begin to radiate out, shining reflections on the wall. And two figures appear from the sand. Two more appear to briefly attempt to form, but do not. And these are the missing pots. The damage is still severe. For us to fully channel this, we will need the completed full hourglass. But as I mentioned, we will do with what we have for now.
At a time. He's coming close.
He just kind of looks you up and down. A strange-looking fellow.
And you're not strange either?
Of course I am. Probably even stranger to some of you. You notice that his eyes are pure white, but not glowing in that sense. He's blind. But he looks directly over at Marcus. Good to see you again.
good to see you're taking care of yourself.
I apologize for my deception.
It's
But
not yet time.
you might have tried to kill me if you knew what I was.
I don't know about that. You were teaching me the ways. Did it matter?
True. But your hatred for the undead is extreme. I have made mistakes in my life, choices that I regret, and I have moved away and sworn myself back under the guide of the Titans. But nonetheless, I took the consequences that came with it and passed on the hourglass to another. Yet, they requested that I serve as one of the four to guide all future and past Time Wardens and those that accompany them. You may have heard my name, Lochnagar. but I am a Styric.
First stone.
The first one you received, yes. In life, I was a necromancer. Until I swore that life off. But even then, I still utilized my powers as best that I could in a way that did not disrupt the cycle. And you have already met Vilnir. Hello, Lochnader. Good seeing you again.
Good seeing you too, I guess.
We did meet already, right? I'm not just making things up.
I
Or
hope
perhaps
so.
that was another time that I saw.
Yeah, maybe. Who knows?
You did see him. He was in the
Oh, no,
visions.
I know he was
Oh.
joking.
Oh. Wait, did I meet you or not?
You did. Because remember, we exist and we also don't exist.
You know what? I don't like this Time Warden already. He messes with me. It's a good thing that somebody does. It's usually you messing with everyone else. But we have work to do we not, Zaragoza? We do. She's noticed it, but she's stopped and paused. This hourglass has been used recently.
Yes.
Did either of you teach him how to use the dials? They look at each
Nope.
other. No?
I told you, I was figuring it out.
You had outside help, didn't you?
You don't want to know.
I already know.
Yeah. Never even asked, just showed up and did it.
Who are you referring to, Zaragoza? In this timeline, Vilnir, it isn't Sithram that threatens the world. It's Nelixis. Aren't we about 20,000 years too soon for that? Not in this mirror. She was released. It is a divergent timeline. Paradox? Surprisingly, no. It would have been, but it was fixed. By her being released. How is that possible? Because there's another force at work. And that's what she wanted to know, wasn't it?
It was.
There's only a few that would be capable of such a thing. For one, it would have to be a Time Warden. Unless Chronolius found a way to escape our prison. If Chronolius had escaped our prison, we would not be standing here. We would have already been erased from time. Unless he's planning something else. Or someone betrayed us.
I think we have a rogue running around.
I'm a cleric.
Zaragoza is messing with the dials and whatnot, and you see that she's channeling some of her power into it, her connection to the mirror. So you're seeing different things coming from the hourglass.
Yeah.
Where usually it's only the destination, you're seeing some of the paths that lead to that.
Yes.
And you see that she's caught eye of the thread as well, and is trying to basically reverse it and find its origin. You see her basically skipping through eons. This is problematic. He knew we were going to look. He did what any Time Warden would have done. Exist all at once. The threads lead almost everywhere. To follow this would take years before I ever got to the origin point. I will continue looking through and seeing if I see anything else. If any of you have any questions to ask of anyone or to talk with anything, I know there's things on your agenda as well as there is ours, but I need to find more information before I have the question, before I ask the questions that I have. Kind of opening the floor to anybody.
I'm just taking it all in.
Yeah, I'm just kind of trying to process all the information we're being given.
What did you say?
You heard us.
No. I could not hear him at all.
Trying to take in all the
So-
information we
yeah.
received.
Oh.
I got thrown to the place between the boards.
Why does that keep happening?
I don't know. Because
Is
Fire
I-
God's computer likes to throw Fire God.
But
Yeah.
that's what happened to me before it started giving
Yeah,
me all
but
those.
It
If it's not
happens
throwing
in,
me on the map, it's throwing me off the map.
it happens in Fire God's campaign as well. Where like we just randomly get DM or waiting for DM because the DM has been thrown from the map. So
Some god you are.
So wait, just make sure I got this right. They're all Time Lords, correct? Or are they
Are you asking this in character?
out of character?
So us three up here, besides Zaragoza, are Time Wardens.
Okay.
Asterik, Vilnir, and Locknida are Time Wardens.
Okay.
So these are technically my people right here because we're all Time Wardens.
Got it.
They are, well,
Well, you know,
I was gonna say they're not alive. The other two aren't alive anymore, but Asterik actually is.
Okay.
But didn't I hear something that about the first gym being called Asteric?
The first gym?
Is that what I heard? First
Oh,
one.
no.
First gym?
First,
because
No.
because the
First
first gem I
gem.
got, the first gem I got was the gem of
Asteric.
Or no, stone. It's the stone of Asteric.
It's the stone of Asteric. That's the stone that allows him to use Speak with Dead.
Fair enough.
He's a necromancer.
What kind of undead is he? Can I tell? Is he a lich or is he just zombie?
You wouldn't be able to tell.
Okay.
You just know that he's undead. And whoever took the amulet from Eric, it would be vibrating right now. But it's also vibrating because of a couple of reasons here.
Yeah.
So if anyone wanted to ask any questions to any of the NPCs here.
I'm waiting to see where this goes.
Yeah, same here.
What do we do to move forward here? Obviously, we're
Who are
here for
you
a
asking?
reason. Just in general.
Well,
Generalized query.
Elriel will answer, who's standing in front of you. There is the matter of the Order of Calphenix to be discussed. You all have been gone for about a year. I'm sure that you would like to get caught up on everything that's going on. I hear that you also have some work for us. Our first mission.
Sounds about right.
I also managed to recruit Chimera, though that was not really a hard one. And I seem to have gotten the Shadestalkers on board. You helped us a lot within Camicus. The Order of Phantoms is no longer a home to us. Their ways are no longer our ways. And we would like to pledge fealty to the Order of Calphenix and pledge our services to yours. Also, for the time being, this is a place that you all can call home. For once.
Is there a secret to getting through the door?
Yeah, the Gravekeeper.
Okay. Got it.
Don't worry. If I'm not out front of the door, I'm either digging a hole in the back, or I'm inside taking a nap. If you come in the middle of the night, just ask. I might be a bit grumpy, but I'll still open the door.
Fair.
Just try to keep the late nights limited. There's other ways to get in here as well. We'll mark them on your map.
Anybody else want to do anything?
Gibo? Marcus? Sigurd?
While we were gone, you were working on growing the facility for us, or the members. What can you
Right.
tell us about what's been going on in the world? We didn't realize you were gone for a year. Obviously, their cities have been wiped out.
Kind of goes
the
over
shot
and
is
sits down on one of the steps. How much time do you have?
Time is irrelevant. We need to know what we're working with before we make a choice.
Where would you like
Alright,
me to begin?
Actions made in haste can lead to folly.
And where would you like me to begin?
What would you, from your scouting, what do you think is the biggest threat and the most time-sensitive issue?
The biggest threat is the fact that Lashava got wiped off the map.
That's you. I mean,
Even if you had a personal beef with Lashava, it affected the entire world. They controlled most of the world's trade. Despite Kamicus having a pretty solid grasp on that as well, you have one of the largest cities and largest trading ports that simply vanish, gone in an instant, and instead become mindless, magic-hunting, soul-sucking beasts. Yeah, it's a big threat.
That's a problem.
And problem is an understatement. That has honestly consumed most of the resources that I've accumulated during your while I was working on everything. Once I got the order itself running, truly it was a bit self-sufficient for a bit. However, well, as it turns out, smuggling is kind of a poor profession right now. Seeing as how the biggest smuggling target is now a bunch of zombies.
Yeah.
We need other ways of making money to be able to continue to grow.
How much do you need?
It's not a matter of that. It's a matter of income. The Order of Calphenix needs a way to make money. Independent of what you're carrying in your purse.
Oh, I was gonna let you sell the lizard over there.
Which one?
Does it matter?
I have a feeling that you might be outnumbered on that one, my friend.
I don't think any of us want to be sold.
Oh, you understood that. My bad.
I might be okay with it.
Oh.
I can promise you slavery is not a fun thing, speaking from personal experience.
Get bought, kill the person, come back, get sold again. Easy hustle.
Exactly.
Fair
This
enough.
one gets it.
You'll get along fine with Chimera then. I see no problem in doing that. Takes care of two problems. Rids the world of one shitbag, and makes you a quick buck. Except for the senselessly killing part.
I mean,
Oh,
you can
come
just
on.
name them. You don't have to kill.
Since when did you grow a conscience, Elreal? They just kind of stare at each other. Nonetheless, your friend, the large 8-foot tall cat-shaped one, well, he's been causing a lot of problems.
For who?
And well, really anyone on that side of things. Oh, I suppose I should mention this. This is probably a big news to you. The brass serpent has fractured in half.
That doesn't surprise me. They've been at each other's throats forever now.
Well, and it finally boiled over. Lashava was the deciding factor to that one. Your stepfather wanted to help Lashava, and Gravejaw did not. Gravejaw figured that they should just deal with it on their own. They caused enough problems for everyone else, it was only right.
I can see both sides of it.
Gravejaw, however, or Blackjack, however, believed that the problem of Lashava had been dealt with, and that they were now refugees, souls and people that needed help, not an iron boot.
I
Speaking
believe
of,
we should help them, though, just because the politics of the upper management doesn't mean the people should suffer.
that puts you on one half, which is in disagreement with another.
While I disagree with Lashava as a whole, it's not the peasants' fault.
The problem is
doesn't
that the leadership still exists. They were not killed, unfortunately.
That can be arranged.
Well, they have taken over Freeport, and even have proposed renaming it to Nueva Lashava.
I can see why that would cause an issue.
Yeah. Them taking Freeport over. One of the last free ports besides Tally Ho, which Freeport itself. Well, let's just say, Tally Ho itself. Let's just say that Iron Boot doesn't agree with either Gravejaw or
There's got to
Blackjack.
be a middle ground. Help the peasants, but don't necessarily allow them to take over our cities.
That's the problem. Nobody has the army to do it, except for Talon.
But would he?
Iron Boots pirates are getting hunted because they still can't deal with the Navy, as much as they're trying, and so they've been forced to retreat. Escape where they can. No, the Iron Boot Marauders have moved themselves temporarily to one of the islands within Akanika.
Which navy can they not handle?
Lashava's. Sorry.
Oh, but, yeah.
But that leads us to Talon, who has an army that can go toe-to-toe with Lashava. But he's a bit hell-bent on retaking his ancestral homeland. There's many opponents against him that believe that removing one of the last human-occupied cities is not a good idea. That it's cruel for them to decide to do their war now. Again, I kind of agree, or see points on both sides, but it's not exactly like Talon has been hiding this. He's been kind of saying that this is what he's been looking to do for quite some time. Nobody's just been listening.
And if the humans took it first, they get what they deserve in their own way.
Well, they took it. It's been quite some time. Before my lifetime, and before I believe anybody's here except for Zaragoza. And the Time Wardens.
Yeah, I see. At that point, do they really have a claim to the land?
Technically, who's to say they don't? Especially if you have the force to remove them.
Of course.
And when you're an 8-foot-tall giant cat person, removing things tends to be a bit easier.
Well, it sounds like aiding him in his goals will give us access to some of the other things we need to do.
Perhaps might also re-establish that friendship, which could be useful in other ways. But I'll warn you that helping him could irritate others. You'll need to pick your battles wisely on this one.
Of course.
The Northlands, I'm sure you've heard that there's some rumblings going on up there. 2 of the houses of the 7 houses decided that they no longer wanted to play nice. Actually, 3. Nobody's heard from them. Nobody has any idea what's going on. One of the houses was responsible for maintaining the north half of the Trial of Frost. House of Zalatha has been unhappy about that, to say the least, because they've been forced to shoulder the entirety of the burden. And not to mention, you know, the 3 houses tend to kill anybody who is not dragonkin that comes near their gates. So that's a problem too.
Sigurd flaps his wings.
Ariel
Am I-
nods.
Are my wings not good enough?
You probably know about this. I don't think we've met. Last time there was another elf. And somebody obsessed with chemicals.
We've not.
He picks himself up off the stairs and dusts himself off. Well, a pleasure to meet you. My name is Elriel.
A pleasure to meet you as well. You may call me Sigurd.
I am a friend of the party that has... Well, we've had some history. They thought that I murdered someone and they tried to kill me.
I mean, it was only slight murder attempt.
You threw a silvered potion at me.
Did you die?
You got lucky.
Or I have bad aim.
And you might be.
Who, me?
Nope, wait, I know this one. So you've joined forces with them, have you, Iron Fist?
Yes, I have.
Forge Fist, my bad.
Lord Volcanus requested that I join the Menagerie, so I joined forces with them.
He lets a short bow out.
I bow back.
I'm honored to be in your presence.
The honor's all mine.
I whispered to Lockendar, is this guy some kind of big deal?
I'm nowhere near you.
He's nowhere near you.
Damn.
I'm waiting for you guys to go because I have a conversation I want to have with
Oh,
these
you're way
two.
up there. Never mind.
Yeah, so
Yeah, never mind. You're that
so
far
I'm not
away.
hearing any of this. I'm busy with my own thing.
Oh, you can hear what they're saying. You may be busy, but you can hear, like, he's speaking loud enough that, and the room is, like, empty
Cavern.
enough where, like, yeah.
Oh,
Like,
connect.
like-
All right. Sound travels fast. Okay.
Yes.
By the way,
Vareth
Sigurd's
also looks over. Sorry.
it's
Go ahead.
okay. Sigurd's gonna look down over at Giba and be like, "I didn't know you had friends other than me."
There's a
Well,
lot.
I haven't
about
met him
Menagerie.
before, but his tales of his adventures traveled quickly, especially along the Southlands.
Would figure.
I'm afraid that many of the tales of the Northlands don't make it past the border. And I hate to say it, but it's a bit cold there for my tastes.
A bit.
Some of the southern forests within the Northlands are quite nice, though. Long as you go at the right time of year, that is. Way too cold right now. But celebrating the first snow is quite a fun time, depending on which house you go to. Maybe I should brave the cold. Nonetheless, let me not waste time by rambling on about that.
I'm gonna walk forward to where because he's waiting. Lochna is waiting for all of us to go for it too, right? Yeah.
Vareth will look over at Marcus. I have your horse and the dogs.
Huh?
I was able to secure them and pull them from Kamicus safely. We have them stored at a nearby. We have them stored at a nearby farm. We would have stored them within Belltown directly. However, the Baron has a bad habit of claiming useful assets and selling them.
Oh, of course. Sounds like we should get rid of the Baron here first.
That is a point of order that we would need to discuss at some point. Go ahead, Alaknada.
So going back and thinking about your life, I'm still getting used to this. Is there anything that you could think of that seemed out of place, that did not seem ordinary? Like some that happened that shouldn't have?
Who are you asking?
I'm asking both of them, Jer.
Time peoples.
I'm asking both of them.
Violnir will answer first. This is the problem. Our lives still appear differently. What happened in our lives did not change. We are not here, but we are. Except for me. Styric kind of mentions. I am here. I did live this life. I am in this mirror. For the time being, anyway. But without the hourglass, I have not been able to peer through and see if there are things that are unusual. The first unusual thing that I had never seen in my entire life is when the skies went grey. The fires died, and plant life wilted before my very eyes. It is almost as if magic itself had shut off. I, for a moment, felt mortal. Again, I could feel myself aging. Even though it was only one day, it felt as though it was 100. The second was when the skies themselves ripped open, but I think we have an explanation for that one. You are not. The third is that you are not the one we were expecting to stand before us.
Interesting.
There was another that was supposed to be the Time Warden that guarded this era. Nareth. She was before, but she was not meant to die. The day that Argrius turned upon the world. She was meant to survive, but she did not, and you did. You were supposed to die upon the streets. You fell from a great height, did you not?
I don't remember that, do I?
Well, it wasn't that long ago for you. Well, technically. Yeah, it wasn't really that long ago for you. Yeah, you remember during your prologues? You were going through the warehouse and you fell out of the vent?
Did I follow the vent? I thought I climbed down.
Nope, you fell out.
That would explain. He bumped his head. That would explain a lot about him.
No. You never said I fell out.
Yeah, you fell out of the vent. And that you were all worried because of the sound that it made. You were worried about alerting the guards.
Oh shit, you're right. Never mind.
Mm-hmm.
Don't you give in to him. He'll never let up if you tell him he's right.
I'm right.
No, he did. I remember that. Because I remember he was like, shit. As soon as he landed and made noise.
Right. And it's also kind of what I worked with it because that ended up working perfect for me because I needed a way to do what I'm about to say now.
Okay. Yeah, I did.
In every other timeline, in every other mirror, you die.
Right then and there.
You fall upon your head and break your neck. And that is the end of you. But not this time. The hourglass called to you. You landed on your feet. Those are the 3 times that I saw something that was unusual.
So you're saying I'm basically a freak accident?
Not necessarily. All of you are. Every single one of you in any other mirror would die.
But I didn't. This version specifically.
All of you. You, Loch-Nadar. You, Marcus. You, Sigurd. And you, Giba.
May I stab him a guess?
The feats that you all have achieved, you were not in any other mirror. You did not succeed. This mirror is very different.
Is this a bad kind of different, or...
I don't know. That's the kicker. And Violnir can't see it. Correct. I cannot. It is though my vision in this is warped, as though these things have always been. You see things differently than I do. I have seen them as though they are always. The question is, whose vision is tainted? Is it yours, or is it mine? Actually, that's the real kicker. You hear from Zaragoza. Neither.
What you're saying is that what they're both seeing is true.
Correct. They both see things differently. Because they are one. But they are also not. They are you, and you are them. But you are also Lochnagar, and he is Violnir. And he is Styric. This is most troubling.
What do you see?
I have encountered at least 13,000 paradoxes thus far. Small ones, but someone is definitely tampering with the timeline. Most of them have self-corrected, but there are a few that are left outstanding. It would explain why the realm reacted the way that it did. I had found it strange that you were able to break a mirror that quickly, that easily, without knowing what you were doing. To reverse time is something that no other Time Warden had achieved either. Always forward, but never back. It's because the realms were weakening. The mirror was already weakened from another paradox. Your paradox straightened it out. Sort of. But the shockwave cracked the mirror. One of them, anyway. One of the paradoxes. But it was one of the major ones. Mezen was supposed to fail in corrupting Argrius. It was a plan that was supposed to be thwarted. He was not supposed to rise for another few thousand years. Another incident would freeze Ithram. He wouldn't have his heart, though. That
There
would
any-
still be locked within the ether.
Is there any reason why you never destroyed the heart?
We can't. Destroying it would have dire consequences. It is the same reason that Nelixis has not been fully destroyed. To destroy them is to destroy reality. They are its creators.
So we can never truly get rid of them, is what you're saying.
But only seal
No.
them.
That's not what I said. What I said is that they cannot be destroyed without destroying reality.
Would it not be possible to have the curtain titans overwrite the existing reality so that if they are destroyed, everything does not disappear?
The Titans can't do that. But you can. Zaragoza turns the dials once more and makes an image appear. You see the eternal dream, Okaris, in his full form, the tree of worlds. She continues to turn the dials, and the image zooms further in. You see a cavern, and within the very heart of this cavern lies an artifact. Glowing, pulsing. This is the heart of creation. It is what Okaris guards and seals, the point of the eternal dream. Every soul that is planted within the eternal dream becomes its voice, its wisdom, its mind. This is the way to do exactly what you said. But this should also inform you of what the intentions of our enemies are, what it is they seek, why they truly seek the eternal dream.
They erase all of us.
So that's
Not
why
that-
That's why
not that
Okari shut
simple.
it off. Shut it out.
We still don't know why exactly. He would have only done that if he felt that there was a credible threat to something entering that should not have. But it isn't that simple that they simply wish to take the heart of creation and destroy everything. Zithram, perhaps, yes. But even Zithram's reasoning, he doesn't seek to just destroy everything. He seeks to reclaim it and rebuild. Despite my connection with Nelixis, I still don't know what it is that she seeks, or what she desires. She seeks the heart for something, but I don't know what. Will it result in the destruction of everything? Probably. But in her twisted mind, it would be a good thing. She doesn't see herself as the villain. She thinks she's helping everyone. She just believes that she needed to become a monster to do it. You can tell that there is a pain in Zalagos's voice and expression as she's saying this.
I kind of just Sorry, I was joking there for a second.
No big deal.
Anyways. Yeah, no big deal. I almost died. That's fine.
No big deal.
More content for the stream. Anyways, so I can't just put my hand on her shoulder in some sort of like giving her like a reassuring look.
You're doing that, and as you do, you realize that this is really fucking trippy for you. Because as you're like placing your hand on her shoulder, your hand is like touching her shoulder, but also not touching her shoulder, and like phased into different existences. Like you're touching multiple shoulders, but also none at the same time.
So it feels kind of weird then.
Yes. And trippy.
Remind me not to do drugs.
Again?
Depends on
I
what
just-
kind of drugs you're talking about. There's a few that aren't that harmful.
I don't know. I think this one takes the cake. I think this tastes the cake.
She laughs a little bit. I'm not sure how I feel about being compared to a drug, nor do I feel Kaldamazu would appreciate that much.
Ah. So, getting back to the point, basically it's a race against time to see who can get to the heart first. If we can
If
get
it
to the
was a
heart, then
race-
we can.
If it was a race, we would have already lost. Zalagosa has had... Nelixis has had the ability to get to it for all this time, and hasn't taken it. Zithram's heart was the instrument that she would have needed to do it. With the power of both. She could control both sides of the hourglass. She could control the Eater. She would have effectively destroyed both Zithram and Chronolius. But she didn't. She chose not to. She just stared at it. And then she let Zithram claim it. So, yes, she wants the heart, but for what? And what is the point of all of this other charade? This other game?
I wish I knew.
I believe you all have another matter, something more pressing in the immediate, to discuss. I'm going to continue looking through the hourglass and seeing what else I can glean.
Join my compatriots then.
Well, any news?
Well, you guys could hear most of that
Yeah,
conversation.
you guys could
Oh,
hear.
okay. What's our plan of action now?
Right now, we gotta focus. We gotta take care of the Baron. I don't know how the hell we're gonna do it, but that place is locked down tight.
You say you ran into some enemies when you tried to sneak through.
I didn't run it. There's a whole bunch of scrying eyes all over the place, surveying the land.
Would I
Even
know
when
what
I
those
was-
Skynars are?
Yes.
Okay.
You didn't think it'd be that easy getting in there, did you?
No, I knew it was gonna be tough, but I wanted to see how far I could get.
I'm surprised you got as far as you did.
If it would have shot lightning at me, then it would have been a different story.
I was watching from a distance in case you actually needed my help. That wasn't lightning.
And what was it?
It was a spell.
Not surprised.
Dispel magic. Basically made the rock golem, well, a pile of rocks. Not to say that there couldn't be other more powerful spells that would be hurled at you, but you might... I have a feeling that the Baron's choice wouldn't be lightning.
Well, all I know is that they found me and they started sending out the dogs. Because all I heard was barking. I didn't actually get to see any of them. I got out all I could.
Smart. Those
So
dogs
tell
would
me,
have torn you to pieces.
I
Is
know
the
that.
is the Baron also a vampire?
I could answer that one. Vareth says, he's not a vampire. Well, I'm not sure there's really a definition for exactly what he is. It doesn't fit in nice category, the same way the others. The curse didn't affect all of them the same way.
What do you mean?
The curse means that you hunger for the blood of man. And what the definition of that is, that depends. It can manifest in different ways. And that's how we've identified them throughout the years. The problem is, we finally got to one of them. We figured out Kamikis. But the moment we got into that city to try and take him out, we forgot everything. Couldn't remember our damn names even. Strangest things I've ever seen. And the problem is, that power doesn't match any of the 5. Not a single one of them can do that.
So you think there might have been a 6th?
No. Can't be a 6th. Argyris locked that shit down faster, harder than anything else. Past that point. Yeah, the Valraven guarded with their lives. Anything that came even close to trying to drink never made it. That beyond the shadow, that and the Shadow Blight. That was the point at which Argyris created the Shadow Blight.
Protect.
He plagued the Shadowlands with the blight, that any living that would go there, well, where they'd die. Unless they had special permission to be there, a marker protection, granted by one of the Valraven themselves. And then he enchanted the door to the inner sanctum. Made it so only the dead and those with the blood of a Valraven could enter. That wasn't a bad idea. The problem is, it irritated one. His right hand. Mezin didn't fit either of those categories. He wasn't dead, and he wasn't a Valraven. So even Mezin himself was locked out of the inner sanctum. Nonetheless, Lord Kamaku and his wife are the only ones that I would consider the closest to the traditional tales of a vampire that you've heard.
Which one was that speaking?
This is Vareth.
Do we know who the 5th one is?
I'll get there. Let me go through this. Lord Kamaku possesses a power that allows him to, well, he can shapeshift. Your most typical vampire lore. And the reason why what you hear from vampire stories is most likely ones that are of his brood, his vampire spawn. That's the most traditional and most common you'll hear. His wife. Any of you heard of a Bruxa?
No.
No.
I wouldn't have heard of that, would I? No, I don't
Um,
think so. I don't know.
Please enlighten us for those that don't know.
just put it this way. She got some of the other normal things. She comes off as a very pretty-looking woman until she's ready to feast. She turns into almost a feral form. Fangs as sharp as knives. Fast as fuck. It can shapeshift into some minor forms beyond that. Travel mostly. Same as Lord Kamaku. The real catch, the real kicker. If you get past the pot where she lures you in with her beauty and then bites your head off, if you manage to resist all that, well, she's got a set of pipes. If you catch my drift.
I hope you're talking about her singing.
No, not that kind of pipes. I'm talking more of the shout at you and make your skin rip off type of shout. Her scream is almost as deadly as her teeth.
Okay, Mortal Kombat.
It's literally a Broxa. Those are the two that we identified. Well, two of the three that we've identified so far. The others we still haven't figured out. But the third being the Baron. We know that his power. He's capable of creating blood puppets. Making men appear as other men. Illusions, almost.
Stigard is slowly turning his head to Marcus.
What? I'm not like those other vampires.
The fourth, his powers are shape-shifting. From what we've seen, there's only been one form that he takes, though. That of a giant wolf. Feral. Mean beyond any belief.
I'll get a woodsman. They'll take care of it.
I think a woodsman will take that one out.
The other... He did have an ability to charm people. Turn them to his ways. A sweet talker. Made most of the... Basically put the entire trade lords on his back. People couldn't resist trading with him. Lost what he goes by now. Only know the ancient names. What they used to go by. The way they used to appear. They change them and we lose track of them. I suppose there's sort of a sixth, though not technically one of the 5. Merely because he wasn't mortal. He was a Valravan. The one who led them in the first place. The one who showed them the well. He was powerful, as it was, and he didn't drink from the well. He already had the power. Legend has it that he was a champion of Nelixis herself. He had the power to take the powers of others. To absorb their power and make it his own.
I immediately turned to Marcus
What?
upon hearing.
I've done
No.
nothing of the sort.
You
No,
can't do
it's-
that.
No, turning to Marcus as in like we've seen something like that before.
Have we?
When he consumes their blood, he takes their power. That's how his power worked. Though we lost contact with him many moons ago. Never heard a peep about anything that even resembled his kind. Rumors had it that he might have gotten trapped, sealed away. He had a wicked blade, black as onyx, like obsidian, and sharp as ever.
We've seen a blade like that.
Have you now?
You know what blade you're talking about.
Oh yeah, no,
You've seen it.
blade. We've held it.
His face
Um,
kind of turns white.
We've all been marked by it. Well, those two haven't.
Well, that's not good. That means he's back. I'll warn you right now, he's far more dangerous than any of the others. Even Lord Kamaku. But, the Baron took residence in one of the other vampire lords. Used to belong to... Oh, what name did he go by again? This was the Charmer. One who is real good at talking to people. Ditravanzi was the name.
Travanzi's here in the town as the Baron.
No. The estate that is above the ground, that estate used to belong to him. Ditravanzi. The Baron has taken it as his own residence now. Which is strange. I would have thought that Ditravanzi would have still tried to claim and keep his own property. But perhaps they just traded it to hide their identities.
Not quite so. Wait a minute. I was given my family name, wasn't I?
By Argrius.
Yeah. Argrius shared with me my family name.
Your family name?
I am a Ditravanzi. There was a vampire under Lord Kamaku's control, mind control.
His face shifts again. You never told this guy that you were a Damphir, by the way.
Oh, which one?
Vareth. You never.
Vareth.
Oh. You didn't figure that out? Listen, this is the second time I've mentioned being a vampire in this conversation.
It is.
I don't think you mentioned that you were a vampire.
But
Listen,
he kind of hinted at it, though.
No. Listen, I will quote. When you were talking about blood puppet, one of the two people looked at me and was like, "I'm not like those other vampires." I said, "I looked
Yeah.
away."
But that was under your breath.
Nah.
I took it as you saying that under your breath.
No, he would have
Anyway.
said that out loud.
Yeah, that was out loud. Definitely.
Okay, well then Vareth didn't hear him.
But yeah, no. I thought everybody knew. Why would I be hiding it?
That's impossible.
I'm not a full-blooded vampire. I'm half.
That's
My
also
father was a
impossible.
vampire. It's complicated.
You just saw a gear click in his head. Lost air isn't a weapon.
No, but I've known that.
By the 7. Fuck me.
Maybe next week.
No thanks.
Okay.
You're...
I believe.
Oh, like he's like you could see that the biggest fucking headache just hit him right now, as like his brain just stopped trying. Like his brain got caught on processing this and is just like, burp. If you're a teacher, then that means. And if you're the lost heir, that means the weapon that he forged was not a weapon, it was a child. And the only way that's possible is if he made a pact with Argreus.
He did. What pact he made, I'm not sure. But we do have one vampire lord on our side if we could free him from the mind control. I did it once, but Lord Kamiku almost instantly took back control. Valen? What was his name? Valorous? The silver-haired vampire at Kamiku's side is my father.
You think that's Ditravanzi?
He seemed to recognize me the second I broke the spell.
Well, I suppose that could be. Gales is his name.
Galus, that's right.
No, it's Gales.
Isn't it Galus?
Gailes.
Okay.
I forget what the first name was.
Let's start with the V.
I don't think it was a V.
Either way.
No, it was Z. It was that as
Zalen?
Nope. Maybe it wasn't. Did I not make him a... No, he should still be here. Anyway, continue on while I'm finding the name. You guys are just saying the right name, and I will find the right name, and then I will tell you it so you can actually say the right name.
Zeros? Z-A-R-O-S? That sounds familiar.
Yeah, that sounds familiar. Zeros Gale.
Oh, it is, yes, Zero Scales.
Gales.
Zero, it's Gailles. Zero Scales. So Zero Scales is Ditravanzi.
I have reason to believe so. But he's on our side if we can free him.
You're sure of that?
If I'm here, it means the pact was made with Argus, one form or another.
I suppose I can't argue with that. Alchemy, working with two monsters.
Hey, I'm only half monster.
We need to get you in that manor, then. If there's any hope of helping your father, it would be in his notes. He would have seen this coming, known what was coming. Could have found a way to stop it. Probably would have left you some sort of clues, notes, something he might have, anything.
Possible.
Killing the Baron would have two effects. It would give you back control of the manor. But it might also break some of the blood curses, the blood puppets. We don't know how many other are under control like that. There could be countless others. That would weaken Kamiku quite a bit. Take out a lot of his forces. Wake the world up to what's actually going on in Kamikaze. Put him on the back foot for once. You have my support with the Shadestalkers, but we're few. There's not many of us. There is another option, though.
Which would be?
Well, there's a little ship by the name of Barrel. Don't know if you've heard of him.
Barrel?
Kobold. Used to run the city before the Baron moved in.
I've heard that name's familiar. Yes.
Yeah, he was the mayor.
Aye. Well, old Barrel didn't like getting kicked out of the city. But built himself a bit of a revolutionary force. Any able-bodied men that he could get his hands on. Took them from nearby cities. Took them from Billtown itself. Mercenaries. Brigands. They've been disrupting supply chains. Trying to choke out the Baron. While smuggling some of the supplies in to help the villagers. So they don't suffer from this blockade and the siege. Because Lord knows the Baron isn't helping them. Baron's been starving the people.
Control the food, you control the people.
Correct. It's not enough, though. There's only so much he can do. There's only so many men. And that's where we come in. You hear Elriel say. You've got the entire Order of Kalphinix at your back. Just a matter of how you want to go about this. You have a lot of pieces, plenty to raid the town. How many pieces are you willing to lose and sacrifice for it?
I'd rather not sacrifice anything.
All games require a bit of sacrifice. No war is fought without loss.
Everything requires a price.
I would only ask those who are willing.
Everybody here that I've recruited is willing. Of course they knew that death was an option. Barrel's team would probably be willing as well. Get the city back under control. Shadestalkers are definitely willing. We've been hunting. We've been looking for a good hunt.
Well, keep your knives away from me.
We'll think about it.
I
I think
only feed
there's
on
bigger-
animals.
I think there's bigger prey to hunt right now, though. We'll let you
Besides,
know if we start getting bored.
oh,
I
You could
turned so
ask- you can
Go
ask
ahead.
my mentor over there. I've hated all undead and wish to destroy them all. I'm no enemy of yours.
There is another option. If you could find a way to get in peacefully. Not peacefully, perhaps. Well, if that is
Peacefully.
possible, that would be good.
Well, I have some information from an attempt. The guards all listen to one person through fear. And that leader of the guards is very easily shaken, quick to anger.
So what your plan is to stir a rebellion within the guards themselves. That gets you past the front gate. Now you have the inner courtyard to deal with.
And the eyeballs.
And of course, we have no idea what lies within the manor itself. I should warn one thing. There was a point that had been brought up to me in all of this. Thank you, Chimera, for quite the excellent point. If you strike the Baron too hard, he'll call for reinforcements.
When we strike him too late, then we'll get wiped.
Kamikis is basically on speed dial, if you will. I'm sorry,
Ow.
Kraz, I tried. That was a terrible one.
Did you say sorry, Kraz?
Yes.
he did.
Is Kraz here?
No.
Oh. I was gonna say.
Leave the funny one-liners to the grumpy goblin. Well, regardless, I have a feeling Kamicus already knows that we're here. We're back. It has been a year after all.
Not necessarily. Lord Kamikis went looking for you.
Good, I hope you wasted a lot of time.
He did. He was quite disturbed by a few things.
How easily we disappeared?
I think he was looking for your heads.
He was. There's no doubt about it.
We did piss him off before we left.
My point being is, how long have you been in this village now?
Less than an hour, like a few hours.
You've been here about
A day or two.
Oh,
a day
Or
or
at
two?
least a day.
No. Because
No, it's been about a day or two. You spent a night.
did we actually spend the night? Because we went out searching.
You
Right.
did spend. It's been about a day.
Okay. Because I thought that
Yes, because you went
We-
out searching, but then you went back and then you went to bed.
we slept inside the menagerie. Or-
After the tavern. After the tavern, you guys
Oh.
went out and then you came back and slept the night,
Okay.
and then went
we were
back
to-
to the gravekeeper in the morning.
I thought we went the same day. My bad.
Nope.
You don't know that.
Kamiku has resources as abundantly as any other. Far more than I have. And I would have been able to deploy resources to your locations if I found you. And wanted to kill you, that is.
Tell me, have you attacked Kamiku before?
Of course not. What, do you think I'm stupid?
What do you know about him? I hit him with a sunlight spell, and it didn't phase him at all.
This was Ariel talking, by the way.
Well, I'm just
I'm
asking
assuming
you.
you're directing that at Vareth?
Yeah, yes.
I haven't personally. We only recently figured out that Kamiku was a vampire lord. And resources haven't been kind to us to mount an attack against him, especially because he's been hiding within Kamicus itself. That area is a death trap right now. Well, to anyone who opposes him anyway. We could probably make it around there disguised quite easily, but any overt action would instantly alert him, and it'd be game over if you were one of his enemies. A few of my ancestors definitely took blows at him. None were successful, obviously, because he's still alive.
Yes.
But the Shade Stalkers have been long hunting him. Long as I can remember. All 5 of them. Most of the monsters in the world would disappear. You killed all 5. That's not true. Not all of them are vampire spawn.
Not
Well,
for
the
them.
ones I care about are. Just think, if you kill all 5 of them, what are you going to do for business? Surely your looks aren't going to get you anywhere. Oh, you got jokes, changeling, do you? Well, I can look however I want. My looks will get me somewhere. Told you I could do a few one-liners.
If you're done having your marital issues, we have a baron that's going to take care of.
Right,
You
so what's
see
the
stuff-
plan?
Well, first of all, we gotta go recruit the revolutionaries.
Is that your plan then, is to go into it with a full frontal assault?
Well, we need to see if they'll be willing to if it comes to it. I personally would like to see if we could sneak in there. But I don't know what the rest of the party wants to do. I'm just waiting for you guys to answer.
I should warn you about talking to the revolutionaries. You get them riled up and started, they're not going to want to hear, sorry, we're going to sneak in and kill him ourselves. I'll tell you right now that they'll be willing to do it, if that's the direction you want to go. Barrel's pissed.
I think we should potentially save the revolutionaries as a last resort for a couple of reasons. 1, the chances of them surviving are lower. 2, when we do take the city, I'd rather have more loyal people to our cause to help us control the city.
This
Any
is why I,
loyalists here. To the Baron, that is.
What's that?
There aren't many loyalists here to the Baron, that is. Your bigger problem is going to come from Kamicus itself. The moment that he realizes that you took away one of his cities. Especially this one. This is a bit of a breadbasket for Kamicus.
Money-wise or food-wise?
Food-wise.
Don't worry, we take out the Baron. He's gonna be coming. So we better make sure.
Yes. However, it's a matter of when. Attacking him directly too early might give Kamiku a head start. Going with the stealth option may delay him a bit, but it's going to be riskier. Bigger chance of failure.
Of course.
A full frontal assault with the numbers that we have, that manor isn't built for a full assault like that. Those walls are crumbling as it is. Not a mason among them.
I'd rather not destroy my ancestral home.
I didn't say destroy the home. I hope you don't care about the walls too much, though, if we're going to do an attack.
Well, as
At
long
least the
as,
gate.
as long as the
The
game
gate's
doesn't mind
rusted
rebuilding the whole
anyway.
house.
What'd you
slaps
say?
his tail on the ground. What?
Don't worry
Wait,
about it.
What's a DM?
I was saying that out of character. You got that, huh?
Sigurd slaps his tail on the ground. I still think that if the uprising is among themselves, it would help out on making things a bit more easier for the sneak in method.
It would. That would always be most of the plan. You guys would not help with the assault. That would be foolish. The assault would merely and always be a distraction while you guys basically walk in, kill the Baron, and be done with it.
Yes,
But that's the warning that I'm saying. The moment that you attack, the moment that the assault happens, any revolution whatsoever, the Baron is going to cry for help.
Yes, but I'm not talking of a full frontal assault.
A revolution. Oh, amongst the gods.
Just amongst the guards. Because if they're only ruled by fear, shake them a little bit, make them a little lax, then the only one we need to worry about is that head guard.
There's a few routes that we could take this as well. We have one other weapon in our arsenal that you may not have considered. To your plan, Sigurd. How familiar are you with my kind?
Sigurd just slow blinks.
That's a smart idea.
Well, let's just say that I have a bit of a gift when it comes to changing my form and what I need to do.
Sigurd has a big toothy grin.
All I need to do is look at someone for a bit, and trust me, I've looked at those gods plenty. Listen to them talk for a bit, and I'm as good as them.
What if there's secret passcodes, however?
Well, that's a problem, and that's why we have spy networks usually. Problem is, I haven't had the opportunity to really get into their network too much as I've tried. Looking at himself, and you could tell that there's a bit of disgust. Anyway. You got a problem with humans there, Elreal? Yeah, I do. hate the way they feel. Body's wrong in all the wrong ways. Titans really did a whack-ass job in building you. Is that so? And yet we're the ones with 1.5 major kingdoms. I don't see any changeling kingdoms going around. You don't see any.
Would you even know?
You telling me there's changeling kingdoms out there? I don't know. Why don't you ask your fancy magic amulet? Big ass grin on Elriel's face, by the way.
Fancy magic what?
Amulet.
Grumbling from Vareth. Nonetheless, I can change into any of the gods. The codes... That is a flaw in the plan.
I just want to be prepared for every possible issue. There's a lot of risk here.
And a lot of people that are being risked.
Yes, that's true. You fuck up, the whole city is probably dead. That's very true. Especially if a revolution is started.
Would he kill his entire food source?
If it became rebellious, probably. I mean, there's always ways to make more. Move to another town. There's plenty of other villages around here. When I said breadbasket, I meant actual food, though, and I didn't just mean people. Oh, God. I didn't mean it that way at all. That's terrible. There's bigger breadbaskets if they're looking for blood than Belltown. That much I'll tell you. I think they have that covered with Kamagus.
Wait.
Unfortunately, you still need to feed your livestock. Cornerless livestock now. Are you saying that he doesn't view you as livestock? Oh, he probably does. And I'm not the one calling you livestock.
Damn it, that won't work.
Why not?
I was thinking I could teleport all of us to the roof, but I can't do all of us at the same time.
I
So
can
that
fly
way
there.
maybe.
Sigurd flaps his wings.
We have the ride
Yeah.
along.
Yeah, but they may have defenses for in the air. Because just because they have scry and ice in the ground doesn't mean that they may not have them in the air.
Well, they probably do have them in there. It'd be stupid not to. And only a fool would try an aerial assault, which is why it's perfect, right?
What if we tried an attack from the underground? Dig our way in.
The golem can do that. Unfortunately, it doesn't dig all the way up.
These tunnels used to connect beneath the entirety of the city, to all buildings. Theoretically, there is... This is the Gravekeeper talking, by the way.
Yeah.
Theoretically, there is a tunnel that would connect from here to the manor itself, but I'm not sure that I dug that tunnel out.
And it would take you a while to dig it
me
out.
a week. But I would have to know which tunnel it was. Bullshit, you could do that in a week. I dug all this out. And how long did that take you? Whole cavern? Whole temple? Couple years? How fast do you dig? That's a family secret. But I'll tell you what, I can put any one of you into the ground in less than 10 minutes. Noted.
We got quite a... But do we have a week?
I wouldn't say. I mean, as long as we're not doing anything stupid, Amicus is unlikely to know we're here.
I was kind of kidding about the digging idea.
Too
Now
late.
you're
You've already
kidding.
volunteered.
Fuck.
Choose your words wisely next time.
That's how the Menagerie gets you. Speaking from personal experience. Don't feel bad. You're not the only one.
We totally wouldn't have you dig it out just to use another path.
There's like a slow turn from the Gravekeeper. That's exactly what you were planning on doing, wasn't it?
Listen, I said we totally weren't.
Yeah, which means you totally were.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
You
How
think
dare
that
you?
I'm stupid?
I think you got more bronze than brain.
Yeah? You want to test that out there?
What are you gonna do? Spelling bee?
It just moves over.
The sucker just moves to the side.
God, you two are like a married old couple.
You're very
Jesus
strong.
Christ.
I get it.
That's not it.
Yeah? I bet my brain's bigger than yours. And I have a shovel where I can find out if you'd like.
Of course. Listen, I know that I'm only as intelligent as I am because of this damn headband, okay?
I don't need a headband to be intelligent. Brain's a muscle like any other. And you think that I'm gonna leave one muscle untrained?
I mean, it already looks like you skipped leg day.
Yeah? I saw you going up those stairs 1 foot after the other. You didn't take 2 stairs at the same time.
I flew up. Wings are a muscle too.
Yeah. See what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what we call you in my homeland?
Mark?
A bitch.
Yeah, that's okay. Anyway, we totally weren't planning on doing that to you.
Not, because I'll bury you in the tunnel afterwards.
I don't need to breathe. Might be comfortable.
We'll see about that.
So, real plan. We going underground? We going overground? What are we trying to do? Are you able to fly, Locked-Off?
What do you think?
I don't know. I've never seen you fly.
I thought you said you were the smart one. You see any wings on him?
Doesn't mean there's no spell.
Only way he's flying is if I throw him.
Well, there's other
No,
ways
you're
to
not.
fly. Yeah, so
You could throw him, right?
well, here's the thing.
I could probably throw
He
him.
said he could teleport, I guess. What if you were to teleport in while invisible to see if they saw you, or took my ride along? Can you make it invisible?
I'll throw him like a kite.
It doesn't matter if we're visible or not. The scrying eyes will still see me. I've already tested that theory out yesterday.
Assuming
last
that
night.
they're in the mana as well.
Well, I was
Truly,
thinking
we
more
don't
here.
actually know what is in the mana.
I didn't get that far.
There's a
Herald.
point there.
Do we have Quoth fly over the manor safely to see if anything happens?
I can't guarantee safely.
Is it worth the risk? It's something we need to know.
You tell
Fly
me.
in.
You think losing my raven is a potential worth to find out? I think
You know-
I'd rather send something else, personally.
I'll send my ride along. That's probably the safest option.
Will your ride along be alright? If it gets
If it
hit?
dies, I can summon it again anytime.
It's a
Yeah.
It'll basically turn back into a card.
Yeah.
You'd have to retrieve the card, but yeah. Well, my suggestion would be finding a way to sense magic.
I can detect magic.
That would
But-
probably be one of the most useful things that you could do. If there's all those glyphs out in the courtyard, safe to say that they probably have some sort of enchantments on the windows. If you find a way to dispel that magic, then they would have no idea, would they?
Maybe. Depends on if they have an alarm set to alert them.
No.
Yamaka
If you
seemed to
use-
instantly know as soon as I dispelled the magic on his lieutenant.
That's different. You hear Zalagosa chime in from the back. He speaks true on that one. Things that are cast using a spell like that, if you use dispel magic on it, it won't trigger an alarm. However, the blood puppets are different. It's a foul form of magic, far different than anything else. I say that, but Argreus abuses it regularly. Goes back to looking through the hourglass.
He abuses blood puppets.
When he wants to. He doesn't share the same qualms that Alavandri and I do with it. Tempestra as well, to some extent. I'm not big on the idea of people losing control of themselves. But to Argreus, it's an end to a means. As long as it's serving the greater purpose.
I can see both sides of it.
And so does Alavandria, which is why she tolerates it.
Oh, I thought it was because she loved him.
Well, it might have something to do with that as well. Hard to say. Agrius gets away with a lot. I suppose so does Kaldamazu, though.
No.
Well, there you have it.
So you said that it would be safe to dispel those
Should be.
from the window.
If there is any present, you might be even able to tell that from the ground. You may not even need to get close to the window to tell whether there's wardings on it or not.
Tell me, can these scrying eyes see through magical darkness?
Far as I know, I have no idea.
If they can see me when I'm invisible, then there's a chance that they can see through magical darkness.
There's your answer. That's terrifying. Suddenly I'm not liking my disguise idea as much.
That's another reason.
As long as you don't go inside, it should be inside the wall. Because they only seem to be inside the actual courtyard.
If that's the case, then I suppose that wouldn't be a problem if they're only on the inside. But one of my worst enemies is things that have the vision to see through lies. So what's your plan then? You're just going to fling yourselves through a window, hope for the best?
I'll investigate it later. Get a little bit more rest in me to recover from Argus.
I can also cast to detect magic and get rid of it as well.
Be most useful, I believe. I think I like that plan better than the assault.
I liked it a lot better.
I'm pretty sure the Gravekeeper likes it better than the other idea as well.
I really like the idea of just throwing one of you through the window.
No.
Lizards stick to walls, right? I look at Locknada.
If he chucks me, I'm shooting you in the head.
I've seen your aim. I'll be fine.
All votes for chucking Locknada. Say aye.
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 Did you see the Gravekeeper pick him up and start carrying him off?
There's two here that I think would fly really good.
Oh, I would.
That one. And that one.
Who's he pointing at?
You and Locknada.
Locknada and Marcus.
Yeah.
Oh, I fly real well. Don't worry about it.
Though, I have always wanted to try one of the human sports. I think they call it bowling.
Might be a bit too heavy for you.
Nonsense.
Lift him, lift him, lift him. Jesus Christ.
Oh, oh no, oh no.
Lift him.
You want me to just lift you like that, or you want me to lift you like a bowling ball?
You know, whatever makes it easier on you.
I don't really care.
Oh. Like this, I guess.
How much do you weigh?
I think
And also add your gear weight.
Well, I weigh about 450 pounds. And I don't know how much my gear is. Let's see.
It's probably about 100 pounds. Because you're not
Dang.
wearing armor or anything.
No.
Yeah, but the size of that head.
So 500 pounds? Oh, this guy easily lifts you.
Well. I guess I've been lifted.
You're a lot lighter than you look.
Yes.
You're a lot stronger than I thought.
He was complaining about digging all night.
You want to dig all night, scrawny one?
Give it a show.
Might be good for you. You can be built like me. Given a couple years.
Is that the DM's way of hinting that I can build my strength stat by digging? Intent?
Given a couple years?
Yeah, in a couple of years you'll go from you have one more strength point.
Yeah, 9. I'll take 9. I'll take 9.
Hey man, me too. I'm not gonna lie.
He would be able to teach skill in athleticism.
Okay.
He will not give core stats. So you can gain progress through him to either proficiency with athleticism, and because of the nature of him, he would also be able to do expertise. He would be a master trainer for.
You know what he looks like he could teach me?
I'd be willing to train under him.
How to be really tough, if you know what I'm saying.
I don't know what you're saying.
Toughness.
Oh.
You're not wrong.
I mean, I can always...
But what I'm going to say in that regard is be careful what you wish for.
Oh, God.
He might do that one for free.
Oh, pummeling me over and over again, huh?
You ever hear about tenderizing meat?
Yeah.
Yep.
Put a chain around your legs and hang you upside down and beat you like a fucking punching bag.
What if I helped you with the digging?
You can heal yourself, right?
A little bit.
Perfect. And all seriousness. I thought that wasn't the plan we were doing.
Oh.
Flying over?
No, the digging.
No,
Checking
digging
the
under.
Oh, we're not.
Well,
if you're looking to train, I don't mind training with you.
I could use the experience.
Locked and you're up first.
I wouldn't mind it either.
We'll take some time. Later. Meet me when you have some free time. When you're done planning things out.
All right.
That's a deal.
And by the way, just so I'm not calling you Gravekeeper all this time, what is your name?
You can call me Simon.
Simon.
As basic as hell. I think I broke him.
No, sorry, I was busy telling Odin to fuck off before he messaged me about something.
Oh,
It
okay.
wasn't, I didn't even put two and two together until you just messaged that. I'm distracted. I'm sorry. But yes,
Fuck
that's
off.
fair.
Anyway. You calling my name basic?
He's got to put you through basic training.
Regardless, we have a Baron that we are planning to take care of, so we can fight like a married couple later.
Nah.
I ain't gonna
No.
fight you like a married couple. Unless what your plan for a married couple is burying them. That what you do with your wives?
Jeez. You think I've been married?
Probably not.
That's not the comeback you think it is.
I'm not trying to make a comeback. I'm speaking the truth.
Now I feel bad for picking on him.
Okay, nobody loved him anyway.
Damn.
He's just
These guys are
staring
your
at you.
friends?
He's just staring at you, Marcus.
Didn't your
Friends
father try
like
to eat
those.
you?
I'm gonna fucking kill this guy soon. So how are we? Right, back to business. What are we doing? What are you guys planning?
I
What do you
think
guys think we should
Sigurd
do?
and I should fly over and inspect it with magic and dispel any wards that may or may not be on the windows.
You could do. Yes, you can do that. Then once you know everything's taken care of, you can meet us on the roof. I'll take Giba. Giba and I will go into the roof. We'll teleport up there.
I guess we should make sure there's no wards on the roof first.
Yes.
Probably.
That would be nice.
Or we can leave just one and specifically don't tell Lockneda where it is, but tell Giba.
Or we pretend we removed them.
Knowing you probably pretend like you removed them.
Or put our own.
Do you have that ability?
No. The only ward I can place is a death ward.
Death ward. Excuse me?
Or what is that one? Isn't death ward the one that protects me from death?
Oh.
Yeah, that's the one.
Like,
I was like,
made
what are
something
you
like I was
talking about?
like,
I was like, Is that another ability that I forgot about?
I can't believe you forgot about Death Ward so easily.
yes, it's an ability that you forgot about. Don't worry about it.
I was like, that sounds terrifying. Death ward sounds terrifying. Yeah, I forgot about Death ward.
Oh my god, Berg.
Shut up.
I'm ashamed of you now.
It's been over a year since Odin used that on me last.
Technically.
Well, yeah. Well, a year and a couple months. Because he used it during the Fall of Argyrus one shot.
It's a good spell.
By the way, that rule about, staying close to your character does not apply anymore. Like, now you've seen the entire place, so, like...
Oh, I've been zoomed in because of the pillars. They've been messing up for me.
Just move the green thing all the way to the top.
I did.
If you move the green things all the way to the top, it should, and then zoom in with your mouse wheel, you should be fine.
Oh, I just lowered the green thing and it worked. All right, we're good.
I specifically removed the roof from this place just so that way it was easier on the camera.
Which, thank God.
Thank God, indeed.
Anyway. So, that's the plan then.
Looks like it.
We all go in through
When
the
shall we go?
windows, see if everything works, as long as everything's planned out that way.
Seems to be
We should
the
be
way.
prepared for a fight. There's no telling how we're getting out if things go wrong.
Oh, believe me, we'll be on standby. In fact, reaches into his pouch and he pulls out basically what looks like a red stick. And there's a fuse on the end of it. It's not dynamite, don't worry about it.
I mean, I wouldn't care.
Anything-
I do.
Anything goes wrong, light this end and toss it. Closest window to you. If you're in the dungeons, well, Godspeed.
If we get stuck in the dungeons and I don't have all my gear taken from me, I'll send a stone golem to you.
Good luck with that. You saw what happened to the last stone golem.
It can burrow underground.
I will be paying attention as best as I possibly can.
Things go wrong, blame the wizard. He usually fucks things up.
If anything goes wrong, I'll send in the full might of the Order of Calphenix. In fact, I'll even try and get the rebellion involved as well. Though I am in accord with you, is that their gear is lacking. Their equipment is disheveled.
Would it make sense to spend some money to equip them better?
You don't have enough time for that, I'm afraid.
There is a blacksmith in town.
There is.
I am also a blacksmith.
Yes, that's true.
It would take time, and time is not a luxury that you have a tremendous amount of. You did bring up a point that I think is worth mentioning. Kamiku will eventually discover that you are alive. The news will travel that the Menagerie is here in Belltown. Who came up with that name, by the way?
It was me.
I thought it was Eric.
No. That was in character.
It was me that actually did it, though. I made a joke about the Menagerie of Fools, and then just kind of went from there.
Oh no, I was also talking in character too.
Well, that is a fitting name. You are all quite the zoo, aren't you?
Oh, of course.
Sigurd's been thinking this entire time, by the way, and he just blinks and says, I forgot I could do something.
Blinking?
No. I can share my spells.
Oh?
You what?
In what way?
I'd need wine worth 100 gold, but...
Well, there is a tavern. Whether or not they have wine worth 100 gold or not.
But then everybody would be able to dispel and detect.
Interesting.
But also, out of character.
Yeah.
What?
It's a spell. It's called Fairy's Toast. Or Fairy
What?
Toast.
Oh,
That's a spell?
yeah, that's a spell.
Yeah, that's a spell.
That's
Never.
I totally
Paladin.
forgot that spell existed.
Paladin, 3rd level transmutation. One of the effects is commiseration. Spellcasting participants can form and join a hag coven. While in the coven, each of the participants can share spell slots among themselves. Spells known by one member of the coven are known by all members of the coven and can be cast during any of the using any of the shared spell slots.
That just kind of reminds me of the ceremony
Oh.
spell.
What all that tells me is all of a sudden our warlock is very scary.
What? Wait.
Hold on.
He's looking it up.
We
He's
just
looking it up.
Convinced me
He
to
doesn't
use the
know.
new paladin.
What level? What level?
Third.
Fairy toast ritual.
It's a ritual?
Dude, I can become very scary.
And it lasts for 8 hours.
Yeah, it lasts for 8 hours.
Oh my.
It is a paladin spell?
It is.
That's...
It is for the new paladin.
Wait,
I
is
was
it a
look-
feature or a spell?
It's a
It's a spell.
it's a spell.
Why am I not seeing it? Paladin 3rd level.
I mean, is SRD real? Because, like, I'm finding out on SRD. Isn't that like homebrew stuff or no?
It won't show up in, like, if you Google it, it won't show up the normal way. Let me do it this way. I'm just going to go into campaigns and pull up your character sheet and then go from there.
Yeah,
and figure-
that's what I
find
was
it.
gonna do.
Okay, have fun.
Huh? It's insane. Wait, character not ready.
Wrong one. If it's one without the picture, it's the wrong one.
You have 2 Sigurds?
Don't worry about it. I have 2
The one was
Marcuses.
broken.
I mean, I had
Oh.
2 Gibbas at one moment.
But that's because until you guys found out, my public sheet that was able to be seen on the stream was the
You
non-vampire
have it as
version.
an unassigned character, I see. Dragonborn Paladin. Spells. Jesus Christ.
Third level.
I'll borrow
Does that
some of
mean
you
now
guys.
everybody can be a cleric? What?
Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah.
Book of Ebon Tides. What is that? Is
Uh,
that
it-
homebrew?
no, that's
I
actually
have-
part of the D&D.
Nope, that's Kobold Press.
Is it?
Yes.
So take it off.
Yeah, okay. So, okay. Yeah, so you have some of the wrong... I'm sorry.
Thank
Just
you.
had a heart attack.
No!
If only.
I almost had a heart attack. I was like, wait.
Oh my god.
I found a shiny, and now the shiny is going away.
Oh my goodness. Oh my god. If you would have never mentioned it, we could have gotten away with using it so many times.
No,
No,
I
'cause
would
he
have...
would've-
The,
he would've looked
the
up
moment that he
immediately.
was like... The moment that he was like, I'm casting Fairy Toast, I'd have been like...
What?
That is...
Imagine the barbarian with spells.
Well, I mean, you can't cast while raging, but... Must be within 10 feet of you throughout the casting.
Oh, interesting.
Spellcasting participants can form a join it. Well, each of the share spell slots among themselves. That is absolutely fucking terrifying.
That's
like,
insane, though.
Imagine if I had that. All the things that I could actually start doing.
Imagine a wizard with unlimited spell slots.
It's not. No, the wizard is not the most scary part of that.
No, I know.
It's the warlock.
I'm just saying
Yeah.
if that was shared with the rest of the
If
spell.
that was shared, I would be. Oh my goodness. There's so many things that I could do.
It goes both ways because the warlock also fucking recovers them on a short rest. So if this lasts 8 hours, yeah, it does. So
Yeah, it's only 2 spell
That means-
slots, though.
Does that mean that
it's
Luckmiller
only
could
2
gain
spells.
us back our slots?
it's only 2 spell slots now. But it basically means that the cleric could then utilize those spell slots every fucking hour to do some crazy ass bullshit.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Because yes, it's wild as hell.
You're welcome.
Listen, if I
I
need
knew
extra
from
spell
I
slots-
that's why I was like, when you mentioned that, I was like, something's wrong. This
Don't
sounds.
worry, I could only cast it twice.
I'm sitting there listening to this, and I was like, this is a 3rd level spell that does this. How the fuck did I miss this when I was going through? Like when I was like going through and balancing stuff and deciding like, is there spells that I need to ban or anything like that? I was like, how the fuck did I miss this spell? Because wow.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
it's not
wow.
necessary.
You don't I have to say no, especially in this particular case, because you don't understand how absolutely bullshit Loch-Nada
Oh.
is going to become without that.
I'm gonna. Okay, I will unprepare it. I've never said anything, and I will find something else to break your brain with. Okay?
Okay.
None of the viewers ever heard about this.
Make sure that you
Okay.
just turn off all the homebrew except for Critical Role. Critical Role is
Accepted. Balanced.
accepted. Yeah.
Where is it?
Balanced-ish.
Balance-ish.
Ariel, I might have a way to signal you.
Very well.
Let's test it and see if you can recognize the feeling later. I'm going to use my what is it called? My Crimson Bond
Okay.
to create a bond with him. Now I'm going to try to take control of one of your senses. You should feel a sense of unease when I do. And I'm going to try to see through his eyes. And he would make a DC 15 saving throw of Constitution unless he chooses to fail it, which...
Which I'm going to say, because he's never dealt with this before, he's just going... And by his nature, he's going to naturally try and resist it.
Okay, DC 15.
What is it? Constitution?
Yep.
He does pass, but he would feel the sensation of resisting
he
it.
Would. Well, he would, feel a sense of unease. So I also take...
see a blade. You do see a blade get drawn at that moment, instinctively.
If I have a blood sample of yours, I could do this from anywhere up to 10 miles away.
And you have a blood sample of mine?
I believe I do. I think he's one of the ones I have a blood sample for, isn't he?
I don't
If not,
recall.
I can get one. I have a list of who I have a blood sample for somewhere.
I mean, either way, you would have been able to do this just by using the Crimson Bond first, right?
Oh, no, because I can see him physically.
Oh,
It's either have a
I
blood
see.
sample or see them. I would need a blood sample to do it without being able to see him.
He does still have the blade drawn at this point, and he just kind of looks at you.
Tricks of the trade, friend.
Kind of looks over at Vareth for a moment. You know what? I think I'm starting to come around to your side.
I warned you first.
You didn't tell me you were going to try that. You would accept a changeling, of course, within your ranks, right? The whole being a monster part isn't that problematic, is it? Only by situation. Changeling could actually prove useful, though. You really could turn into anyone. I'd prove a point to you right now by turning into you. Except I have a bit more self-respect than that.
Damn.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
Much do I
Least I
really
can-
feel?
At least I don't look like I can, well, if a son looked at me the wrong way, I'd die. Well, funny you mention that. There's a reason I wear a hood. Oh, well, I kind of feel like an asshole now. You should. Wait, you're fucking with me again, aren't you? Of course I am. We're not sun sensitive.
You really thought that was true?
Anyway, Elrael, would you be willing to give me a blood sample so I can contact you using that method if need be?
There's squinty eyes. He draws his blade across his hand. How would you like my blood? Would you like to drink it?
Drop a bit on my clothes. That way, even if they confiscate our gear, I still have the sample with me.
You think they won't? Think they won't take your clothes?
Well, I mean,
Where else would you recommend me keep it? In my hair?
I mean, they can't take your hair.
Well,
Drinking it does me no good. It's no longer a sample if I drink it.
Actually, I think I have a solution. Pulls out a flask, or a small little vial, and he pours a little bit into it. Sets that aside for a second and wraps his hand. Walks over to not Lochnet, Giba.
What?
This might be a bit uncomfortable.
What?
Oh,
Just
God,
kind of
get
like,
stuff in your shell.
kind of like sticks something into your shell.
What are you doing? Is
Don't
that
worry about it.
necessary?
Yes. If you need it, that's where it is, Marcus.
Okay.
Fat chance I'll take the time to look through there. And if they start looking through it, just tell them about all the unsanitary things that turtles do.
Hey, we're not that unsanitary.
Isn't that true?
It's not actually true, but there's a good way to. It's a good way to scare people.
It is.
We're actually more sanitary than you think.
I'm sure. But as it turns out, humans make a lot of assumptions about how other races work and stuff like that.
Yes, yes.
It's just everything about humans, is it? Every single thing I've heard so far, humans this and humans that. Jesus Christ.
I mean...
sorry. Tempestuous lightning, fuck.
Well, alright. I don't like the way this thing's poking me, but I mean, I'll keep it in there.
Don't worry, you'll get used to it.
You know, I was told that once. It didn't work so well.
Become one with the vial.
Well, there's another way to dispose of it, or, well, hide it, but I feel like that way would have been a lot more uncomfortable for someone.
You know what? I think I'll stick with the shell.
Figured that might be the case. I'll be at Topside if you need me. You can find me in the tavern. I will be disguised, but I have a feeling that you all kind of have the way of picking me out from my disguises at this point.
I mean, yeah, it's the smell. There isn't one.
You hear a distant "fuck you."
Because I said there's no smell.
Oh, no, well, okay. So I guess he didn't hear you right, because I didn't hear you right. Thought you were saying that you did smell.
No.
Best I be going as well. Town small farm to the east. Not on many maps at all. Looking for your horse or anything like that nature. That's where it is. That's where Barrel's set up as well, so if things do go south and you end up deciding you want the full frontal assault version of things, that's where you meet him.
Very well.
We got a small outpost nearby there. If you're looking for any work, that's where you can find us as well.
Good.
Well,
Are we ready to do this?
I sure hope so.
You hear a loud shock sound. Zalagosa reels back, holding her hand.
What did you do? What did the mirror do?
I got
That was
close. Found something.
What'd you find?
A paradox. Time's being rewritten as we're speaking. Different mirrors.
What can we do about it?
For now, she unwinds some of the things, some of the dials. There's nothing to be done because you have another mission that needs to be handled right now. When you are done and when you wish to work on this, you have a way to contact me.
The horn, or just the mirrors?
No,
My shield.
Sigurd.
Oh, are you Sigurd's Titan?
No, but my husband is. I'm usually not too far from his side. And even if I am, he has his ways of contacting me. Astyric, Bielnir, thank you kindly for your assistance. Always a pleasure, my lady. She steps aside, so you can take the hourglass.
I come just take it. Oh, what are you doing, computer?
Don't worry about it.
Be careful with the things that Nelixis says.
I'm always careful with what she says.
Her words are bound in silver. But that which girdeth her tongue also bindeth it.
Yes.
She speaks many truths. She is not able to lie. Not directly. Do that with what you will, but be careful of what advice you take from her and what lessons you learn from her.
Trust me. I know I'm walking on eggshells around her.
So long as you remember that. She has a way of enticing people. Farewell, champions.
Farewell.
And you see her begin to like shimmer and then just fade into reality.
I don't have the spells equipped, so I'll have to take time to reflect to prepare the spells for the journey. We should probably rest.
This is gonna be basically where
Yeah.
the session is gonna end.
Before we go, though, I just got like one more thing I want to do quickly.
Yeah.
Smart turtle?
Fat turtle?
Open it
I
up.
hate you. Chimera. You doing better?
Didn't give him a hug.
Of course I'm doing better. I wouldn't be sitting here if I wasn't.
Good. That was overhearing a conversation of yours earlier. Well, you and Ariel, but he already left. Another way we could try to make money is by, well, monster hunting. If you
True.
consider that.
But even that is a
Which is
dying breed.
it is.
There are monsters everywhere, of course, but there's not a lot of coin to go around right now. That's the biggest issue.
We can start bum fights.
Sure, I'm sure there's other ways to make money. Could start a brothel too. I hear they're quite lucrative in certain parts.
As long as you have the right
I'm
audience.
joking.
See me scratching out a note on my little note.
I think they would have paid good for his tale.
Exotica.
Exotica or erotica? Which one?
Both.
Could go either way.
Or
I'm not so worried about money myself right now. I'm taken care of by the Order, and the Order has enough money for now.
Yeah, but that's the thing. For now.
Well, your answer is to get rid of the Baron, and then defend from Kamicus. You get this place up and running, take over the city, under the order of Calphenix. You'll have your money.
Guess you got a point there.
Belltown has its protection to ensure something else like the Baron doesn't come through again. Order has a home to work out of, and the Order has a source of income. Beryl is a good leader, and there's no reason to replace him.
No.
He'll run the city while you all are gone. Fund it. Use some of that money to actually go back into the town. Start making more money from it. And also, if nothing else, make the people happy. Or you can do what the Baron does and just suck all the money out of it.
Let's not do that.
Until they rebel and then come and kill you.
Again.
I think we're good with just them rebelling against just the Baron.
I strongly suggest against the second option. I think it's good to take care of your people.
Of course.
I'd rather be out of business because kingdoms actually take care of their people. As a smuggler, personally. Than be a smuggler and making lots of money off of that. Just keep those words in mind. I'd hate for my crossbow to be the one bearing down your neck because you decided to be a dick.
I'm always a dick.
You know what he means. Or I'll just reduce your salary.
Not mine.
You kind of, as you look back at him as you're saying that, you see a flicker of shadow and stuff like that, and you hear his voice change a little bit, and he goes, "Try me."
You'd like that, wouldn't you?
Wait. Hold on, is this the one? Yeah. Hold on, there we go.
Maybe this time you won't transform over to a demonic monster.
Depends on what your definition of a monster is.
I mean, he looks in the mirror every day.
Because I've seen a lot of different kinds of monsters.
It's true.
And sometimes, that's looking in the mirror. Shut up, Titan! Stop taking my fucking lines!
Oh, we plan on saying that already.
Yes.
That's funny. Well, anyway, we should get going.
This is why we're Friendsburg.
I'll be here keeping, preparing the order, making sure everything is well in order. I'll be waiting for the word of Elreal in case you all decide to fuck up. My biggest advice. Are you saying when? Because I'd rather you didn't.
What were you saying?
Well, I was going to say don't fuck up.
And have you met us?
Yeah, I have actually. You didn't fuck up the last time. That's why I'm still standing here, and I hope that that pattern continues.
I hope so too. I just turned to the party. All right, we gotta go.
And that's where we're gonna end today's session. And we'll pick up next week with you guys doing
Operation
whatever you're gonna
Kildare.
do.
Operation